I will say that I think a lot of men, and perhaps we can ask the chat, maybe one in the chat if you agree with this, I think it's certainly the case that a lot of men would be willing to forego on the physical looks front if the woman can bring them peace, is pleasant, is feminine, has a low body count, is not promiscuous. I do think men are probably a little negotiable on that front. I would say though, like a guy who has, but that's more so, a guy who has a lot of sexual optionality, I really don't think that, like if you're 1 or 2 points or 3 points looks wise below him, he has so much sexual optionality. I don't think he'll find a girl that's willing to sleep with them right away.
Because
not all men, but
I think my ex was cuter than me personally. And
which one? The Christian or the non-Christian?
The non-Christian, but we waited a very long time, and he said that, and we were official, and he said that it was because of that he got to like know me and see me.
Okay.
So. That's just and some people might think we're equal.
No, as a man, 100%, man. You know, when you're young, you don't care. You just, all the hot chicks, you want to get with them, especially if you weren't raised right. You know, you get into this idea of this modern culture and you get confused and you want to sleep with women because of their looks. When you become a mature man, you want peace. Yeah. That means more to you, someone who's agreeable. Because you can have a hot chick and she's a pain in the rear. And I hate to say it, a lot of super hot women or super attractive women are annoying. Because, and I'm not saying everyone, but they get that way because they don't have to work on their personality because they get so much attention based on their looks. So they don't have to work on anything else. They could be sitting across the room from a guy, they don't have to work on nothing. Men are like dogs, you know, they want to come and get that one woman because she's incredibly beautiful, but she don't work on her character. Definitely. Or she want to be a boss bae, or she doing all this other stuff that's really unattractive to the man she want. She can get men. Mm-hmm. But the man that she wants is not going to be in a relationship with her if she cannot be a peace and agreeable with the man.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's all about the personality wherever. I always dated, honestly, like guys that are not that cute. And it's not that, oh, yeah, I'm the cutest of the relationship or anything, but it needs to be with the personality. Like, they are awesome persons, like people or whatever. And a lot of girls think about, like you were saying, like guys a 10 and they're an 8, they have sex, I feel, from like my friends and stuff, that they say like, oh, I'm gonna have sex with him and he's gonna fall in love for the sex, you know. There's a lot of girls that think of that, and I'm like, well, I'm the whole opposite. I'm like, hell no, I'm not having, if I want something with him, I'm not having sex until we're dating. Like,
wait, but if you don't want something from, see, are you saying that there are some men that you hook up with quickly that you don't want anything from?
No.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, that's kind of like an interesting thing where women will have two different standards. There's maybe your spring break, partying, whatever, like in your past, okay, I'll sleep with a guy within 30 minutes of meeting him, and then next week, oh, you meet a guy who, oh, he's got really great long-term potential. I'm going to make him wait 3 months.
No, I've never had like a one-night stand or anything. So I'm like,
what?
I always wait like.
What's the shortest you've waited to have sex?
Well,
and no
like
judgment, by the way.
Like,
I've
like a month or
a month?
like a month.
That's the
and
shortest?
A month and a half, yeah. What? Is
like,
that a lot?
Good for you, girl.
That's good. That's
get your bag.
That's a good standard. Whoa. That's a good standard because as a man, most women are nowhere near that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it like the second date or third date.
Really?
It's just like no.
I ain't waiting that long. Shit.
She's a classy lady.
You say you wouldn't wait that long?
They have to work for it. You know, like
of my long-term relationships, I don't feel like there's this trope. Now, some guys will definitely view a woman who sleeps with them too quickly in the negative light. My personal view is that I don't need to wait a long time. I've had relationships with wonderful women, and we hooked up relatively quickly. Third date, second date. I personally don't think, and you know, long-term, I had a 2-year relationship, 5-year relationship. These were good relationships. And the quickness with which we had sex, did not have a negative impact on the relationship, in my view.
Yeah, so
In
you
my
think,
view.
right? I mean, you
I
know,
could be wrong.
Right,
I'm still.
But what if
you know.
that was her fifth buddy, you know,
do
and
you
now
mean?
she's gonna have six buddy, and the next person that she meets, like, he's gonna be like, oh no, that's a lot of like count
Well,
buddy already, you know, that's gonna be
Sure.
fucked up, you
Well,
know.
I-
So you have to
sure.
actually work it
I
out.
mean, I think I maybe tend to move a little differently than some other guys. Like for me, if I have sex with a girl, I want to pursue something long term with her, even if we hook up relatively early on. I've never been interested in just sleeping with a girl once that has very little. That's very not of interest for me. So if I sleep with a girl, even if it's early on, I want there to be continuity. I want to continue seeing her. So maybe I move a little differently than some other people, because I think maybe it's the case that some people might say, okay, well, hooked up with her quick, don't want to continue seeing her. Or there's just guys that they're just trying to just one girl after the other, have sex once and never see her again. Me personally, that doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get that, to have sex with a girl once and then never talk to her again, unless something really fucking weird happened. But like, if I decide I want to have sex with a girl, I want to keep seeing her. So,
but is it like at the first date? Like, is that too like quick? What's the longest like for you as a man?
what do you mean the longest?
Like,
I would wait.
shortest you
Oh, the
would,
shortest?
yeah, sorry.
I mean, I've hooked up with a girl on the first night
date.
I met her. Yeah.
And that doesn't
Sassy.
change your like
My
thoughts
calculus.
of,
I mean,
thoughts of her.
no, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But I think, this goes to the body count thing, right? I mean,
Right.
you get a girl on the first date, no commitment. More than likely, first daters don't
Sure.
really work out. It didn't work out, and then there's one more body she have on her body count. And the women have to be accountable for that, right? I mean, you don't,
Right.
you have to, it takes two to tango. But I would encourage men to not do that, to get to know her better, and don't waste that body on you or her. Get to know her, because what happens when you have sex, you overlook all the red flags. I mean, the red flags become hot pink. They're not red anymore, because now you've been sexually involved, and if it's good to you, now they could do anything, and you will look over it because of lust, not love. So the best way to do it is for young men to say, look, let me get to know her better. Let's come up with an idea. I would say men and women date with a purpose. Don't just date to have sex.